So I feel like we should start off this podcast with a bang.
Oh, I see that blue bar. I see
just
those
did
sound waves.
by belching.
Oh, geez, dude, how rude.
I know.
Apologize.
You can cut it out. They'll be confused.
I need a chair.
So Iran just dropped the first bomb, apparently.
What, the Belch?
No,
Belch of the
no.
century?
Did you not hear it? Everybody was talking about they heard some loud noise outside. We didn't hear it.
Oh, yeah. We were busy eating pickled peppers.
And burping
Which
them up,
apparently give Jason the burps.
So World War III just started.
Dude.
And we're reporting live.
It started right here, just
We're pretty much reporting
just
live.
a little bit away off the acres of our yard. The acre.
So, why don't you... I
Close
need to
the
close
door?
the door. No, you start us off.
Hey, what up? Welcome to the podcast. I am the bro host.
I'm the co-host.
He says, between gasps of water drinking.
So, it's actually 5:39 right now. Once again, we're recording late.
Late.
I would have rather
But
recorded...
late Sunday today, so
I
we
would
have
have
more
rather
time.
recorded earlier, but technically that's my fault because I was playing Terraria.
Yeah, and we don't have a choice to record much later also because I gotta go back to college. It starts tomorrow. See, I burped quietly. I'm polite.
Yeah. What's our first topic? Why don't you start us off?
Well...
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
If you haven't already convinced yourself that you should stay and subscribe, then
Well, see, here's
I think
the thing.
we have already.
You're convinced that we already talked about Team Tree meeting their goal, but I don't remember it at all.
Okay, we didn't talk about it in depth, I don't think, because there's not much to talk about. Team Trees reached their goal. They planted 20 million.
Oh.
They raised 20 million.
I know why I didn't think we brought it up even if we did.
Mr. Beast made a video talking about it.
If we talked about it when I originally planned it, it would have been like during the Christmas time. And I would have made the remark that I thought about because they reached the goal around Christmas time. Which is, how many trees do you think were killed for Christmas trees at the same time?
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that to me, I think.
Evens it out.
Or you might have said that on the podcast.
I don't think I did. I remember talking to you about it.
Well, I know you said that. I know I've heard that.
So I wonder...
So now that you've wasted time not talking about a topic...
Is it balanced now?
What is our first topic?
Well, I told you there's tons of topics. You're the one who always has a plan for how to organize
You told me the topics. I don't remember them. They all sounded good to me, but...
All of them?
I don't have a plan. Just pick one and let's talk.
Even talking about how they redesigned Sonic.
Yep, I was going to just start with that. What's the problem with that?
You told me that was too long ago to talk
No,
about.
I didn't say it was too long to talk about. I just said, that's pretty old.
Okay.
I made one comment. You just talk. That's the podcast. You're just supposed to talk. You overanalyze
I'm
everything.
gonna talk. I want to say something that nobody else has pointed out. They did make it more like Sonic's actual regular normal design. He doesn't look like some sort of weird, like, feral humanoid hedgehog thing. He looks like a cartoon, but with, like, a more realistic look. But...
It's like the Detective Pikachu movie version, but with
Jason,
Sonic.
Oh, you can't tell on his socks because his nose gets in the way. But Sonic has always had this design that I rarely ever like, which is the eyes are connected.
They didn't connect them.
Yes, they separated his eyes. They look like an actual two eyes now instead of one just like white goggles.
Yeah, I prefer
with
that.
Dots.
I think.
That is my favorite thing about the Sonic redesign, as opposed to all Sonic designs from games to movies to everything.
Yeah, no, they did it how pretty much I think the best way would have been always to do it. I don't know why they didn't from the beginning, but it's like Detective Pikachu, how the Pokemon still like kept their shape and anatomy, but the only thing that was really different is like they had realistic fur or skin.
I was looking at a poster for Detective Pikachu a while ago, and they really did. They added a lot of details because the Pikachu, he's got like irises around his eye now. There's like you can see nostrils. The nose looks like a mammalian nose. It's got like a little like leathery look to it. Maybe that's not the right word. I remember there are scenes where you can see, like, the paws on Pikachu, which is never something they'd show in the games. But yeah, it's like, if you, like, trace the outline of the models at any point, it would just be a Pikachu. But whereas that could not be said about the original Sonic design.
It's hard to believe that, you know, I pretty much forgot about it, and it didn't even seem like that much time at first when it was announced, the redesign. But it had been more than a year. Like, it was last November.
And they delayed the movie for it, which is actually, it's another one of those cases where
obviously they delayed the movie, John, and I just said it's a year later.
No, I'm trying to make a comparison here, which is because people are actually happy that they delayed the movie.
The Pokemon.
It's like another Metroid Prime 4 situation. They actually care so much about the quality that they're glad that they pushed it back.
Yes.
It is inspirational. They care about us.
It just didn't seem like that much time to me. It's kind of hard to believe that it's already been a year since the first trailer.
Yeah, I kind of don't believe it either. I've been hearing, like, people try and say this stuff like, oh, time flies. Can you believe that just so ever many years ago they were doing whatever? And
I'm like, yeah,
and then they say it was actually blank years ago. Feel old yet? And I'm like, nah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, wow, really? I thought it was older. But that actually does. That does surprise me.
Yeah.
But I said they care about us, but we're not like huge Sonic fans.
No.
We really only played officially, like, in the truest form, like not emulated or anything. Sonic 2. We played
Sega
2-player together, and we never won it.
Because the cartridge melted.
Yeah, we made it to the end with, like, helicopter. I'm sorry for touching. We made it to the end where they're like, there's that plane mini game you're chasing. Didn't we?
I don't think so. I think we made it to the Metropolis area. The Metro Zone or whatever.
We made it far, and then we died. And then we were like, oh, and then we couldn't play again because the thing stopped working.
Yeah, you would put in the cartridge and it would just show a fully red screen.
Oh,
so
creepy.
I have no clue exactly what happened to it. The console seemed to be working fine, so I think it was the cartridge got messed up, probably because it probably got overheated. That's why I said it melted. I mean, it didn't physically look like it melted or anything. It looked fine, but it just showed a red screen when you put it in and nothing else.
I feel like
that was the last time we used the Sega Genesis, and
yeah.
we've emulated. I played this first Sonic Online briefly.
Yeah.
But now we have all the Sega games.
Not
in an original console, but remember we got the, what is it called? Was it? No, it's
I don't remember.
It's not.
All I know is we never played it.
No, it's not an official thing. It's but it's one of those. It's one of those
things your parents get you for Christmas, and they're like, "This has video games on it."
I don't want to call them bootlegs because they're licensed, but it's like a compilation of a bunch of Sega games.
It's like unofficial. I mean,
it's licensed by Sega.
Yeah. How do I say it? You're right. What is the word?
It's like the NES Classic, but not by Sega.
It's not published. It's There's not a word for unpublished.
No, it's like the NES Classic is to Nintendo, except for it's not by Sega, it's by another company. Yes. Just licensed by Sega.
Yeah.
It's just one of those. Like our miniature Atari that has a bunch of Atari games on it. Not by Atari, by another company. I think it's actually the same company. So.
But yeah, this is a segue. I have like sort of interesting opinions on the game design of the Sonic games. Enough to where, like, if I was one of those people who did those kinds of videos, I could, like, rant about it. But, A, if I were to rant about it, I feel like I should have more experience playing the games first. And B, this is all just a segue to say, who cares about how you feel about the games? What is your actual opinion on the movie, just from the trailers you've seen? I'm assuming you've seen them both. There's only, like, 2 full ones.
What do you mean, what's my opinion? Like,
do you think the movie will be any good?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't see why it wouldn't be. It looks kind of like it looks like about as good as I thought Detective Pikachu would be, although that turned out to be better than my expectations. So it could be better, or it could be about where my expectations are. So, I think my expectations are that it's going to be kind of like a cheesy, like one-liner comedy, mixed with generic action kind of movie.
I mean, I kind of hate those movies where it's just like, hey, let's take a cartoon character, give them like a human sidekick, and then they go on adventures in the real world.
Which
feel
is
like that's a
which
weird
is pretty much what
subgenre of bad movies.
that is literally like what Detective Pikachu is, which is why
But no, because they put them in the Pokemon world. It wasn't the real world.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same concept.
No, because like let's say you were just making a Pokemon movie that was all about the Pokemon world, but then
you can argue this as much as you want.
You'd 3D animate the people, but the thing is, the aesthetic they chose for Detective Pikachu was realism, so it made sense to have the Pokemon people be played by real people.
I'm just telling you, when I saw Detective Pikachu, I didn't expect it to be great because I thought it would be kind of like that, a generic, what we just described.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
And that's still kind of what I thought about it when I saw the first trailer. Well, that is what I thought about it from the start, because that's
the
how
Sonic movie?
Yeah.
Okay. We were talking about Detective Pikachu. I wasn't sure what you were on right there.
But I enjoyed some of the jokes in the trailer and some of the ideas they put out there. We joked about how there were plot holes already apparent in the trailer. Like, he dodges all these, like, multi-missiles and then he gets shot by a single, like, stun arrow.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, fastest thing alive. You can't dodge that.
It's because he caught him by surprise.
Caught him by surprise, guys. He was all like, oh,
meow. Ah!
But, so I
that's the kind of humor that like, it'll be appealing to kids, but not most people. That's the kind of humor I'm talking about.
The kind of humor I liked was at the end where like, they were, like, making a joke where everyone thought he had, like, a kid suffocating in a bag.
Oh.
Remember, I was like, is that your kid?
That was alright. I liked, where they went past it was like an amusement park or something.
That's in the second trailer.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking mostly about the first trailer for now.
Oh.
But yeah, you that one, and he's like,
can we stop? And then he like in a split second, he comes back with like hats and drinks and stuff.
Yeah,
I think the second trailer, like other than the redesign itself, is better than the first one.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. The first trailer I had neutral because of my preconceptions, but I did like some of the humor and ideas. The second trailer capitalized on the things I liked about the first trailer. It had some funny moments in it, again, like the one you said, that were funnier than the first.
My Family Guy 24-hour live stream.
Oh my goodness.
Plenty of funny moments.
And they showed more of the cool ideas, like some more of the plot about how Sonic caused like a power surge, and that's why they were after him. Which is, actually they did kind of touch on that on the first, but they showed a bit more background to it. And then there was like all that stuff about Sonic like playing baseball with himself that just seemed like a cool little idea. Because of his speed aspect, and him, like, speed reading all these comics, and they were the Flash, of course. I like that. So I actually have a moderate to high opinion of the movie now. Please don't let me down.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to expect, like, too much, but, I mean, I think it'll be worth watching. Right now, I wouldn't say that it's going to be a great movie.
Let's speak figuratively.
Especially since they've spent so much time just redesigning and reanimating all these scenes.
You're questioning whether you want to watch it or not.
All
you have are trailers that don't show you much more than what we've already seen from these trailers. But you have a single score that is the average of all ratings. How low would that ratings have to be for you to not watch the movie?
I wouldn't not watch a movie just because of its ratings.
Really? I mean, I don't 100%. I don't 100% trust ratings either. But like, I mean, I take them into account.
No, okay. If I don't have interest in the subject matter or like what the summary of the movie is, and the rating's low, I'm not gonna watch the movie. If the rating's high and I'm not particularly interested, I probably won't watch it. If I am interested in the subject matter and the rating is high, then I will almost definitely watch it. And if the rating is low but I have interest in the subject matter, I will watch it just to see if I agree with the rating and how good or bad it really is.
So you prioritize your, like, what's the word? Unpersuaded perception of the movie based off of its subject matter?
Yes.
I kind of respect that, bro, because that's also kind of how I pick out my college classes.
Like, if the rating on the Sonic... Like, I went to see the Emoji Movie.
Oh, my goodness, I forgot about that.
I know, like, so many people did that as a joke, but, like, I was
Your
kind of...
I decided they wanted to see it, and they were like, hey, you want to tag along? Wasn't that it?
Yeah, I was kind of genuinely interested in... I mean, I knew it wouldn't be good, but I was genuinely interested in, like, how bad specifically it would be. I mean, it was almost entertaining in a way just to be able to purposely point out all of the plot holes. And boy, oh boy, that movie was plot hole the movie. I mean, people talk about how the jokes and stuff were bad, but that, like, the animation was fine, obviously. Nothing wrong with the animation. What?
Oh, I heard it that time too, but I thought somebody dropped something. The bombs again.
I did hear a bam that time, or a boom.
The third wave of Nazis are flying over us in their airplanes and dropping, like, explosives. Getting the bomb
But
shelter.
the podcast continues. We're reporting live.
Reporting live.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, there's so many plot. Like, they didn't even think for a second about the plot. It was so bad. So that was the worst part of the movie, honestly.
But you know what?
Some of the jokes were even honestly funny, but the plot was awful. That was.
The Emoji Movie gets a lot of flack that I can tell already it deserves without even watching it, just from, like, the trailers for, like, ripping off a ton of other popular movies. I think one of those might have been the Lego Movie. But, you know what? I thought the Lego Movie was going to end up like the Emoji Movie ended up with. Because Legos, they're like emojis. They're like a blank slate. You can do anything with them. Especially with Legos, because they make Legos of everything. And I was just like, you can make whatever movie you want with that and just use, like, how emojis appeal to, like, younger people because they use them on their phone all the time. Oh, these young folk. And you can use Legos and just, like, get kids who play with Legos. But they actually, like, put a really creative twist on it, made a plot out of it that worked and didn't have plot holes. And the Lego Movie is, like, my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. So it's doable. I'm convinced you can make a good movie of any subject matter. They just didn't with the Emoji Movie. Probably because they didn't care.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the animation was fine. Most of the characters were fine. There were some really funny parts, in my opinion, or at least parts that had potential to be
jokes.
funny.
Ha 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 ha.
But there was, like, jokes like there was a rejected emojis club like thing in the basement. Yeah, and it had, like, all these obscure, the really obscure emojis that nobody
better
uses.
have had, like, the ones that are, like, the signs and, like...
Yeah, it was stuff like
buildings,
that. And, like, that was a funny and
symbols.
creative, relevant to the whole emoji theme, actually funny thing. So they had definitely room to make it better, but they didn't.
They failed. If they even tried.
So, Mr. Topic Man, what's next?
Okay, Mr. Topic Man. You
failed to segue this one. You were going so strong the rest of the video.
What?
Somehow we got to emoji movies from Team Trees. Like, that was...
We're just talking about movies in general.
I know. I'm just saying you had good transitions, and now we're kind of
stuck. Do you have any preconceived notions about...
You really zoomed into that Frozen
It's fun to zoom in and out of stuff, because I took a picture of my computer screen, and you can see all the pixels.
The pixels.
Do you have any preconceived notions about Frozen 2, the movie that apparently is the new big hit?
This is why I tell you to just read the topics, because I actually, when you said that, I was like, oh, that's a good topic. I have a lot to say about that.
Oh, you do? You haven't seen it, just like me.
Well, apparently it got super popular.
Yeah. Everybody's saying it's better than the first.
Well...
And everybody loved the first, where to me it was just sort of okay.
I can't confirm that. We haven't seen it, but I just hate... I hate Frozen because
you do? I just have a neutral opinion on it.
Because just like the first one, but now maybe
do you hate it because so many people like it?
Maybe even more. Shh! Let me explain.
Okay.
Maybe even more with the second one. The movie comes out, boom, Frozen trading cards, Frozen posters, Frozen bed sheets, Frozen houses,
Frozen houses, igloos,
Frozen refrigerators. Just like the movie comes out, it's popular. Let's just
Frozen Town, USA.
Let's rebrand every single product to have Frozen 2.
Frozen Land, the amusement park.
Like, some of them are sponsorships. Like, there's the cereals with, like, earn a ticket to Frozen 2, right? That's just a sponsorship. But literally, everybody feels the need to come out with products based around the movie.
It's just so over-merchandised.
And I don't even think that the kids who are like, yay, Frozen 2.
I don't think they care.
I don't think they want it.
I think what it is they put the movie out. It's Disney, it
sells. It's almost advertising.
Yeah, they just really advertise it very well beforehand. People see it. It does well financially. And then they put it out there, and they make it look like kids like it.
That's genius.
So that parents are like, this is what the kids like, this movie. No. And then they buy all this stuff for their kids.
Listen.
And, the kids aren't going to hate toys if they're young enough. So they're just like, oh, yay, Frozen.
It gets even better. I just realized this is like layered economics.
Layers.
These companies that are making the merch are licensed by Disney, right?
Yes.
But it isn't Disney making it.
Exactly.
What happens is these companies think, oh, if we make merch based on this super popular movie, it'll sell so well. And what ends up happening is they spend their money as a company making this product, and it turns out to just be free advertising for the movie for Disney, making it like everywhere. Like you can't walk into Walmart without seeing Frozen 2 items of some sort. So it's almost like because these companies think that these like merch will sell well, they're basically giving free advertisement to Disney through that. And it sounds like looks like you didn't listen to anything I just said.
No, I heard all of it. I'm trying to... Yeah, it's a bounce back thing. The companies are like, we'll make money if we advertise their thing. And Disney's like, we'll get advertising if they make our thing. And it just...
But I think it benefits Disney more because I really don't think the kids are like, whoa, Frozen trading cards?
Yeah, that
Mom,
especially.
It has Frozen on it.
If you're young enough to like actually like Frozen on that level, I definitely don't feel like trading cards are like a higher age demographic.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I specifically saw trading cards, but
yeah, you said that, and I was like, I haven't really seen that.
Are you talking trading cards or like playing cards?
Well, playing cards definitely, because like I don't see kids doing that because that requires like.
I don't know. I just see all kinds of products though. I can't even think of all of them off the bat, but it's just like Frozen 2 everywhere. Like, geez, man, I haven't seen the movie yet, but what do you think? That's an interesting. You're a very stingy man when it comes to consuming entertainment that isn't video games. Would you watch the movie?
Frozen 2?
Like, for free, would you watch it?
Oh, yeah, for free I'd watch it, sure. I think it'll be at least decently entertaining.
Okay. Have you seen, like, any of the trailers or anything? Have you seen anything
Here's
about
the thing,
it?
I don't think I know anything about the movie from the trailers.
Me neither. That's my sentiment as well.
They're just like, Olaf's here, and he's just as merchandisable as ever.
I don't know any of the plot. I don't know any of the new characters. And I've watched the trailer. But it was pretty much just
all the same characters.
Elsa,
but look, now it's fall.
Look, Anna. Look, Olaf. He's still funny.
Olaf.
I didn't gain any information about the plot.
Yeah, I mean, they're just using the first movie to like say,
sell
hey,
the second.
The first. I mean, you know what happened with the first. We got 2 now.
And the kids, they eat it up just like those playing cards. They're gonna go play poker at their club with some Frozen 2 trading cards. So what have you zoomed in on there?
It's just fun to do it.
No, okay, say the...
the third
like
movie
SpongeBob.
that caught my eye was...
Yeah.
Did you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but you're going to need to remind me because somehow I forgot what it's about. I remember
Here's the thing. I watched the trailer and like... There's like 7 things that it's about.
Yeah, no.
Well, Gary gets like stolen or something.
I need to be refreshed. I saw the video of it, but now like I have no memory of it. So I just need to... You can talk about it while I do this.
Well, it's the thing. There's supposed to be like some sort of backstory about how SpongeBob like met Gary. He was at like some sort of camp and then he just met a snail and they're like, oh, they're best friends. It's just a backstory thing. And then it builds up to modern day. And Gary's been, like, stolen or lost or
Sponge on the Run. That's what it's called.
And so then SpongeBob and Patrick go on a quest in, like, the paddy wagon again, a la original SpongeBob movie style, to, like, go find Gary.
Camp
and it's like...
Coral.
There's not enough premise there. It could be an episode. Gary's missing, Complete with backstory and everything. It could be just
I'm watching episode. It right now. So yeah, it's Camp Coral. He meets Gary. Do you want to be friends? B2.
And then see Gary.
So yeah, I saw an advertisement on this. So it's called Sponge on the Run. The animation style looks kind of cool.
Yeah, they're going with like the 3D style that they used in the latter half of the last movie.
Yeah. A bit more cartoony.
But tell me, does that not sound like it could just be a single episode of SpongeBob?
Yeah, it's
backstory on their relationship. Gary's missing.
It's similar to an episode, at least part of it.
It doesn't seem like it justifies a movie to me. And I can't help but feel like that's why his name is Steven Hillenburg, right? I want to make sure I get that right.
Yeah.
That's why he probably didn't want the movie to be made.
The Atlantis movie was You
mean Shell City?
Yeah.
But that's also not the name of it. It's just the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, but
I
had to specify because there's more than one now. There's 3.
It's the only one without a subtitle because it was
the SpongeBob movie, the first one.
Yes.
All they did was go and come back. So you get what I'm saying?
Like, it worked so well. I love that movie.
Yeah, but how do you know this might not work well? I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying. You're saying it's a basic concept, but there's a lot of room to build off of that.
I'll say this. The trailer entertained me far less than any of the Sonic trailers did. Any of these trailers that we've talked about.
Well, I don't think the last SpongeBob movie was very good.
It had its moments. I didn't think it was anything special, but I honestly think this one will be even less special, which is just disappointing.
Here's the thing. I think the first one was not normie at all, and I think they're trying to make the movies more normie, and I think that's where they're going
That
wrong.
never works.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, that's everybody gets mad
like, it's appealing too much to, like, maybe young generation, but just, like, it's not like classic quirky SpongeBob, like the original episodes, like, slightly dark in some places. Like, the first one nailed that. Like, the classic SpongeBob. It wasn't Dude, just like a normal...
That giant monster that chased them.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the joke that led up to that, like, SpongeBob! Make mine chocolate!
Yeah.
I love that.
Like, they just nailed it with the first movie as far as... They captured the SpongeBob vibe.
It's not like there's anything, like, peaking in SpongeBob lately that, like, feels like it justifies them making a movie. They could just keep making episodes. Why do they... You know, it doesn't feel special at all. Like, the first movie was made because Hillenburg was leaving the SpongeBob team. And that was, like, his ending. In fact, he wanted to end the series on that. But then they didn't.
Well, unfortunately, SpongeBob isn't very special at all anymore. Most of the new episodes are getting a lot normier as well.
Yeah.
And less entertaining.
There are some good ones in there, I've heard. Well, but I stopped watching.
I haven't watched them mostly, so...
Well, I mean, you turn on Nickelodeon, and it's, like, all SpongeBob. But it's, like... a half and half, whether it be new or old. And then when they do show the new episodes, it's like the worst ones.
The other day we were watching SpongeBob, and it played the 3 like classics in a row.
Well, they were doing that special TV thing with the trivia, and I think they were trying to show classic episodes as like an anniversary thing or something.
But I can't remember the first one. But then it showed the wet paint episode, and then the
classic, the training video.
Yeah, is that the second one or the third one?
What do you mean?
The training video episode. Isn't it one of the first episodes?
The first episode is the one where he gets the job at the Krusty Krab.
One of the first.
And then the second is the leaf blower silent one.
Okay, then is it the third?
I don't know, actually.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's one of the first ones.
No, because Plankton was introduced in the episode where he, like, controls SpongeBob's mind, but he just shows up in that episode without any introduction, so it would have to be after that, too. But that definitely wasn't the third episode either. I don't think it was definitely, like, early season, but I don't think it was early episode.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look it up on the SpongeBob SquarePants.
Dude, I tried looking something up, and I couldn't find it earlier.
Well... Is that all you want to say about SpongeBob?
Yeah, I'm just gonna... Well, actually, here's the thing. Well, I'll bring it up again when we move on to this next topic that I caught myself zooming in on again. Have you seen this new Scooby-Doo movie that's 3D animated?
No. Yes.
You haven't?
Yes. The one where they're kids. It's kind of like the SpongeBob.
Well, no, that's what I was about to say. It has a lot of weird parallels to the SpongeBob movie. It shows them as adults, but then it also goes back...
Holy cow.
What?
It was season 3, episode 50.
I knew it wasn't that early. You were all like, isn't that one of the first episodes?
Sister episode, Wet Painters.
Yeah, they have sister episodes that always play alongside each other.
So those... Okay. Alright. So it was later. I thought it was one of the very earlier ones. That was the debut of the training video narrator. His role.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait. How many... Because he's not the same as the regular, like, French narrator that does, like, the 5 minutes later.
I think that was...
But I do think he's had other roles, hasn't he?
I don't know.
I feel like I recognize his voice when I hear it in my head.
It has a list of all the characters here and who they're voiced by.
Bro, this wiki is dedicated. Krusty Krab training
The
video.
Hoopla fish. His debut.
Oh my goodness. Giraffe.
I don't know who that is.
Remember? Graph.
Oh, yeah.
They have a page for
It's
the
literally
giraffe.
just a picture of the giraffe.
This is ridiculous.
Well, there you go.
That was kind of crazy. But yeah, dude, there's weird parallels between the new Scooby-Doo movie, which I believe is just called Scoob. It seems like with the Spongebob movie, it seems like most of the movie will be them as adults. But there is a section of the movie that gives backstory with the main character, in this case, the main character being Shaggy. Whereas
As a kid and Scooby-Doo
as a kid, and how he met Scooby-Doo. Like with how SpongeBob met Gary.
Yeah, I think it's just a...
Freaky parallels.
No, I think it's just a cliche concept.
And it's also a 3D animated version of a 2D cartoon.
It's a cliche concept, I guess, for cartoons where there is no backstory previously. So they think, hey, here's something unexplored.
Well, give it a backstory so they'll be invested in the front story.
Here's some unexplored territory we can put into a movie, giving them a backstory. But I don't know anything about Scooby-Doo, really, so I don't know if it'll be good or not.
I like Scooby-Doo, even though I consume, like, none of it. It's just, I like the premise. And the characters. But here's the thing. The voice for Shaggy is, like, the least Shaggy voice I can imagine that is still blatantly trying to be Shaggy. Like, I don't know if you remember it, but it didn't resonate with me. Did not resonate.
I don't remember it. Was it when he was as a kid, or
both? I think it's the same voice actor, just trying to sound younger.
That's a bad idea. Next topic. I think that's it as far as 3D animated films. This is gonna be a 30-minute episode.
No, there's more. Here's the thing. That we didn't talk about the Mario Maker update that I haven't gotten to play yet. Stop pointing at me just because I'm pointing at you. Dude, you can play as Link.
Oh, bless me. Yes, yeah, I know, Jonathan.
But no, I haven't gotten to try it out, but like they fit like his whole like move set into like a Mario character with move buttons and 2 action
and
buttons.
Everything.
Like that's crazy.
Next topic. I'm not sure why you
brought
play that up.
No, they added Pokies, they added all sorts of stuff. It's just I'm impressed. I didn't think they were gonna add like an update like because they didn't do that with the original Mario Maker. They just kept adding more costumes. And that's what I thought it was when I first saw it. I was like, are they adding a Link costume? And it's just not amiibo attached anymore, or at least not like a vent amiibo attached?
Yeah, and it's only in the Super Mario Bros. Playstyle, though, which is the least used playstyle.
And then that makes it similar to the outfits as well.
Yeah.
Is it really the least? I feel like the least...
No, it's probably 3. Right. It might be 3 is the least. But
sometimes it feels like new is the least, because like people are always wondering.
No, I don't think so. But it's definitely the most constraining of all of them. You can't like pick up items, shells, and stuff.
I like its simplicity. Though.
I like its simplicity.
I'm sorry, okay? My tongue is large. Next topic. I was going to continue to talk about Nintendo.
Pick the stalest one you could find.
The stalest one? I was starting to wonder if Brawl Burstum, the music guy who uploads all the video game music.
Brawl Burstum X3S.
Then something else, maybe? No, that might be it, actually.
Brawl Burstum... Yeah, that's it.
I'm starting to wonder if he overreacted, because I haven't really seen many people... If he overreacted, because I haven't seen many people complaining about Nintendo music being taken down anymore. Even though it does, like, with their new, like, rules, it does still qualify.
I haven't, but I don't think I would, even if they were.
And so now I'm just lamenting that all the music is gone on his channel.
Yeah, well, what's worse is that our website is no longer functional.
Yeah, we made our own personal website to just shuffle all of our
mostly me and some Jonathan.
I mostly designed stuff for it, like visuals.
But basically, it used you don't even know who we're talking about. You didn't even explain. It's a channel that had a huge library of Nintendo music uploaded on his channel. On almost every single
almost all-
soundtrack
well,
from almost every single Nintendo
The important
game.
thing is, well, he does like all sorts of video games. But the important thing is,
But we used Nintendo Music. Our website was basically you just press a button and it shuffles and picks a random song. There was a bunch of other features we added, but now
you could search for specific words,
favorite songs,
specific games.
You could have like a playlist of favorites. Basically, we had this whole website designed around it.
Dope.
And then since all the videos got taken off of YouTube, it means that it doesn't work anymore at all.
Just straight up. Because we used that channel as a basis because unlike say Gilva Sunner, who still like uploads the vast majority of a lot of songs.
They're 30 minutes extended.
Yeah, no, 2 minutes. No, you're saying
on Brawl Bursums.
1 to 2 minutes on Gilva Sunner.
The normal length.
It's like a single loop, maybe. And it's just I want it to play longer because video game music
is repetitive.
Its purpose is to loop well. You got to show that off. It's meant to be like background music,
Speaking of
less than like the length of an actual lyrical
video
song
games.
music.
If you have nothing else to say about the music, you wanted me to talk about Terraria. Do you want me to do that still?
No, because I'm still talking about Nintendo, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
I saw a video by a guy, and I stopped watching after skimming it a bit.
Okay, next topic.
That said Nintendo was going downhill because of their use of like microtransactions and stuff.
That was just the Mario Kart app.
Well, here's the thing. I disagree with that because like it is bad. But like every game company does that.
Nintendo's?
No, like aggressive microtransactions.
Yeah, I don't know of them doing that except for with the Mario Kart app.
Well, all of their mobile games have it to an extent.
But it's not like
if you've ever played
aggressive or overpriced like Mario Kart's was.
Yeah, I would agree. Most
play
of the
as
time
Mario
it's not
without
that bad.
spending $20.
And there was no Luigi until special Halloween characters got released. But yeah, he was saying that. And nothing against the guy. I don't even remember who he was. But like, it made me realize something. I'm pretty sure every company does that.
I mean, if Nintendo is going down because of that, then EA Sports would already be dissolved.
Exactly. But at least Nintendo, they like do it only in their mobile games. And then he started bringing up like some stuff with Pokemon, I think. And but I was just like, that seems like more on Game Freak's end. Like the new Pokemon games, how people are dissatisfied.
I don't think Nintendo will dissolve to dust anytime soon.
No, that wasn't his argument. His argument was just that they're going downhill in terms of quality.
Maybe.
And he made some good points from my skimming again, but
I mean, at face value, I don't completely disagree with that statement that they're going downhill. I mean, personally, maybe it's just because I'm getting older. But it's exactly like the Spongebob thing. Their games are getting more normie, if that makes sense. More mainstream.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
I mean,
yeah, like I'd rather play...
They just made a new Luigi's Mansion, like...
That came as a surprise to me. But even then, the game is probably a lot more normie than the first...
No!
Okay, well, I haven't played it yet.
At least I wouldn't say
But so. No, but like the original Paper Marios, the Super Mario RPG series, or Mario and Luigi RPG series, sorry... Those kind of games, which they've pretty much stopped making, or, you know...
One of them went bankrupt.
But yeah, Nintendo bought them, so... What do you mean?
You say that. I never heard that.
Nintendo bought Alpha Dream. Alpha Dream was an independent company that Nintendo hired to make the games. They went bankrupt. Yes. Nintendo has now absorbed them. So basically the same people working, but directly under Nintendo... Which means that they might not make any more games, or the games will be more normie. But I'm saying those older games, that's my favorite Nintendo games.
Your use of normie as like a go-to insult is kind of starting to get on my nerves.
I don't know how else to describe it. It's just like it's lost its soul. It's just like a mainstream 3D Mario game.
I don't mind.
It's just like it appeals more to the masses than a specific audience of people.
I don't have a problem with people being normies, so to speak, but I have a problem with people trying to cater to normies, which is probably what you're saying, right?
I'm just saying that the games are...
I have a problem with them catering like specifically to anybody. When they could go for like more.
No, well that's what I'm saying they're doing. They're trying to make a game that everybody will enjoy. which I don't think is possible. And instead, they
So then they end up just making it appeal to like the most generic group.
Yes, and then that lowers its quality,
which makes it less unique.
I think they should either
or restricts it at the very least.
I think they should either. Well, no, I don't think they should either. I think they should not try to de-franchise, like, de-branch all of their series so much. Like, the old Paper Mario, they were fine how they were. I think the Sticker Star, Color Splash, that kind of vein they went down was an attempt to make it more appealing to the general public. But I think in the process, the game didn't have much appeal to the general public and just lost its appeal that it had with its prior fan base. So I think they just need to have more of these unique franchises like Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi RPG, and keep them how they are, rather than trying to appeal and make them all more mainstream and together and unified.
But isn't keeping things exactly the way they are the most mainstream thing you can do?
By mainstream, I mean like most generic game possible.
Okay, so by gaming standards, not necessarily by series or company standards.
I don't want to be like... I don't want to be that guy that's like...
I don't want to be that guy.
You know, well, you'll see what I mean. I think they're trying to make the games appeal to people that aren't good at video games too much. And I don't want to be the guy that's like, if you're not good at video games, you just shouldn't play them. Like, you shouldn't even try. But I think in a lot of ways they're making the games too easy, or just like every 5 seconds it pops up with a, hey, there's a super guide here, we'll just take you through the whole level, don't have to press a button, you're invincible, you can't die. And I think they're trying to make, not just directly through like super guides and stuff like that, and making you invincible if you can't beat a level, but just generally in like the theme, subject, style, design of the levels and the game itself, they're making it more appealing to people that aren't as good as at the game.
Here's what I think. I think you're living in the past, bro. You're talking about Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario. That's 3DS and Wii U days. Likewise,
I'm talking about long before that. I'm talking about Game Boy and DS.
But exactly. So
and Wii.
Why are you bringing this up if you're saying it's a problem if it's so like antiquated?
No, I'm saying I prefer the antiquated way.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The problems you're bringing up are from, like, 3DS Wii U days. This is Switch time.
The problems are current.
I can't think of a recent Nintendo game I played that had a super guide.
I take that back.
The most recent Mario game
Odyssey was
And what about Breath of the Wild?
Generic.
That's totally new and totally not normie. I mean, that is not, like...
Okay, then here's what I think. I think they need to make another game in the Mario or Zelda franchise to make me believe that this isn't just a happy accident and it's a pattern. If they make another Mario game and it's also, you know, something fresh and not just a generic Mario game, then by all means, then I'll accept that they've changed. But they haven't made a new Paper Mario. They haven't made a new Mario and Luigi.
I've heard a lot of rumors saying that they haven't made a new Paper Mario because they finally accepted all the complaints they got on the last two, and they're actually trying to make a larger, grander, original style Paper Mario. I'm not going to
believe a rumor that probably came from like 4chan, but okay.
No, I think it's somewhat official, but it's not like the company made a statement.
Why do fake rumors and leaks always come from 4chan?
The problem is, I don't know.
Always. Like, anytime I see...
Because they want attention, and you can just lie and then get attention. But nobody even knows who you are, so it's just like...
But, yeah, exactly. They do it as anonymous, but you could do that on any other platform. Tumblr, Reddit...
But they also just like messing with people. It's like, there's streaming chaos.
You're saying the 4chan community is just... That the people on 4chan are just
They're chaos and selfishness. That's a lot of the internet.
Okay. So you're familiar with 4chan?
No, I'm literally talking about just a type of people on the internet, really.
Dude, speaking of which, Reddit... No, I'm not even going to say that. Moving on.
Oh, yeah, you haven't been on Reddit in a while. Dude, Luigi's Mansion is actually...
I used to love Reddit. I used to love it. Crumbled to dust.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is actually kind of crazy in some of the ways that you're talking about. I feel like it's got a lot of, like... real interesting callbacks to like fans of the first two. There's a lot of leitmotifs involving the themes of them. But the thing that blew my mind the most is they just like sort of throw you into the setting and like the tutorial is like 5 seconds for every time you get a new something. It's like 5-second tutorial, with the exception of maybe like the Luigi.
Huh? Well, it took you an hour to get past the tutorial.
Oh no. Well, there's a whole like intro sequence of the game to go about and get these new abilities that I think is really seamless and really fun. I don't have a problem with how long that was. But also I was just having so much fun goofing around with the controls. You know, people say that like Breath of the Wild is fun to just go around and explore random stuff. It's just like get distracted. And they say in Mario Odyssey, it's fun to just like goof around doing backflips. I've discovered Luigi's Mansion's golden goof around mechanic. Just pushing stuff over. They added so many... Everything has physics in the game. You just bump into a table and it rattles and it can knock over.
Well, from what I saw,
you can knock over a flower pot and then suck up every single leaf that falls out of it.
From what it looks like from you playing, there's a lot of stuff that you can suck too.
Yes,
like
everything.
Just random stuff you can suck up with the vacuum.
You can suck everything. You can knock on everything. You can break everything. You can chuck stuff at windows.
It's like a sandbox.
Yes, it's the most sandbox you can be with still being like a restricted exploration setting. It's kind of crazy.
Well, that sounds cool because I like sandbox games.
In a weird way, though, I'm almost upset, though, because it's almost distracting me from fighting the ghosts.
I played none of the story of Just Cause, but I still said I loved the game so much because you could just blow up stuff. You could... the controls just felt so good. Like, you could grapple onto cars and then grapple the cars onto the bridge and then blow up the bridge and the car.
But no, like, because you were talking about, like, super guides and playing the game for you or making it too easy for the normies. Luigi's Mansion 1's tutorial for, like, the basic controls is longer than Luigi's Mansion 3. You know, you get, like, puts you in the pin, he's like, here you catch ghosts. It's like, you know? Here, it's just, you grab the poltergeist, you find it, I'm not going to spoil everything, and then it's just like, press this button to suck, and then you press it and you suck, and it's like, and then it's like, press this button to blow out air, and then you press it and you blow, and it's like, okay, go out into the world, and I'm like, that's it?
Well, and that's good because Luigi's Mansion by itself is probably a much more specific audience because a lot of people are going to be like, what kind of game is that? This game,
absolutely, there's no reintroduction for EGAD or anything. It's like, this game was made for people who've already played all the Luigi's Mansion games.
Appreciate that. And while some people might not, and I can agree with that to a certain extent, I think that's what I'm saying. I think they should continue
I wanted you to play it today.
I think they should continue.
I wanted to see your reaction.
I think they should continue their series like that, and sure, they can have their, like, new Super Mario Bros. For the Switch, you know? How many of those games can they make that are all identical? Sure, they can have that for the, you know, players who don't know as much and just want to you know, the people that call Mario game, every single Mario game, Mario, you know?
I was playing Mario.
And
I was playing the Luigi.
They should also continue their other series if possible. That's my opinion.
I think they're really trying to like appeal to all the like niche groups. There was a rumor back in the Wii U days.
But in what way?
Well, it's a rumor, but it was actually like confirmed to an extent that they were trying to make a new F-Zero, but they couldn't find. They wanted it like a third-party developer on board.
I heard that a long time ago.
And they couldn't get anyone who would like.
But I'm saying, when did Mario Odyssey come out? When it came out the Halloween after the Switch came out, right?
And the Switch is then also when we got another Luigi's Mansion, and they tried to make a Metroid Prime, but
the Switch came out in what, 2015, right?
It might have
16.
No, it was not before 2016.
It was 16.
It was 16 or early 17.
I think it was 16.
It doesn't matter. You're talking relatively.
Anyways, right? It's been like 3 or 4 years. Is all I'm saying since a Mario game came out. Like. When's the next... They haven't even talked about...
They're definitely making Odyssey 2, bro.
They haven't talked about anything.
They're making Breath of the Wild,
They haven't made a new Mario and Luigi game. They haven't made a new Paper Mario game in so long. I don't know the exact times for those, but I mean, it's been years for those two. At least 2 years for both of them. 3 years, I think.
I'm excited game-wise.
4. The point is, it's been forever, so maybe that means they're working on something. Maybe it means that they've given those series up. I don't know, so I'm just saying what I hope happens, but we don't know anything yet. So I wouldn't say they're catering. I mean, what you said from Luigi's Mansion, I didn't know it, but what you said makes it sound
You should play
good.
it. I wanted you to play it.
I probably will play it.
Yesterday or today.
Too busy playing Terraria. Finally, we can segment out of talking about Nintendo.
I'm not done, though.
Jonathan, there are people who don't know anything we're talking about or don't care, and they've probably already left.
No, this is actually an interesting topic.
They've probably already left. We just lost so many viewers.
Here's the thing. Well, I was going to say... I brought up the thing about the taking down videos and stuff because the DMCA takedowns and all this copyright stuff with Nintendo was previously like the biggest thing I had against them. But it's not so much a problem now that they've lightened up on that. But...
In what way have they lightened up on it? What do you mean?
Well, they stopped taking down, like, gameplay videos on YouTube.
They never did that.
No, they did.
No?
Yes, they did, dude. They, like, took down someone's whole channel because they were playing, like, ROM hacks of Super Mario World.
Yeah, that's because they were playing ROM hacks, probably.
Well, that's still terrible. They don't... Their new policy, though, is that they don't do stuff like that, though.
Like, in no way were they prohibiting you from playing gameplay on YouTube.
And then when they took down all the emulators...
Yes, but... What you're saying is technically wrong. I just don't want you to be misleading.
Okay. Well, recently I got some that's sort of in the past, at least at its worst. Its peak is past. But I heard some
It's completely in the past. You should clarify that too.
What do you mean?
Other than maybe if they're playing ROM hacks again, but they totally went away with the Nintendo Creators Program.
That's what I'm saying.
Freely monetize any gameplay now.
That's what I was saying, but then you were like against that.
Before, you could not monetize gameplay unless you were part of the Creators Program. Now you can fully monetize. There was never a world that we lived in where you could get your channel taken down or a video taken down for playing gameplay.
I'm gonna look up
unless
the
it was
guy.
monetized and you weren't on the Creators Program.
Okay.
So I'm just saying,
I don't remember the guy's
it wasn't really that
situation.
strict. They just took money from you before and now they aren't. But you were always, and even some, like Smash Bros, you didn't have to be part of the Creator Program. You could make money off of that freely, just through YouTube. So,
okay.
And that's a big game, so that's pretty generous of them.
The thing that got me thinking, interestingly, about Nintendo's plans and their future is I saw on Game Explain, and I've talked about them like every podcast where we talk about Nintendo. They said there was like an interview, and they like summarized it in English, with Miyamoto, where he was talking about how he wants Mario to be like Mickey Mouse levels of popularity and recognizability. Which at first made me laugh, and some people mentioned this in the comments.
He kind of is.
Yeah, they already did a survey, and he's actually more recognized than Mickey Mouse. But what he meant is in terms of, like, scope. Because, like, Disney, like, they have their amusement parks, their movies.
And he's in everything.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what he wants Mario, or in a larger sense, Nintendo, to be like. This big, like, staple of the industry, but for gaming instead of, like, animation or movies. And I like that idea as long as it's well executed. And you see it already. It makes sense now when you think about it because they're making Super Nintendo Land, the amusement park. You know about that, right?
Yeah.
They're making the Mario movie, although it keeps like getting pushed and then we get like no details about it.
Yeah.
It's a step to the future, dude. This is the future of Nintendo. But here's the thing, I'm worried. Because the amusement park is called Super Nintendo Land, or Super Nintendo World, but it looks like it's just Super Mario World. Like, they've barely showed anything. Even the stuff they have showed, they've shown, like, a Donkey Kong Island themed one.
It's probably going to be like
still in the
80% Mario.
Yeah, I know.
And then split that up evenly, split that up very unevenly with most of it going into, like, Pokemon and Zelda.
Yeah, that would be like if Disney World was only, like, Mickey Mouse and Friends.
It's going to be like 80% Mario, 10% Pokemon, 5% Zelda, and then the last 5% is a shared grab bag of all the other Nintendo genres.
It's just like there's a single like back alley area where you can go and like buy a Captain Falcon helmet.
And there's one Pikmin statue in like in like the restroom somewhere.
There better be like a golden statue of like Miyamoto walking beside Mario. Like
I wouldn't
the Walt
completely
Disney
mind
one.
that. A, because it aligns with what you said about the Mickey Mouse thing, and B, because Mario is like their staple character.
Yes.
And it appeals most to the people that are going to be going there, so... Like, that's just a general thing that anybody could enjoy, not just geeks.
Now, here's my potential problem.
Like the Harry Potter world in...
Universal Studios.
Universal.
Which is also where this is going to be.
The Harry Potter world is like... Only geeks go there. But I feel like the Mario has potential to be, you know, appealing to anybody.
Yeah, it's got a more universal appeal. But now, going on to the movie. My concern about it is obviously the same one that everyone else has, is that it's being made by Illumination. And the thing is, I'm going to be upfront here and say that aside from any movie that isn't part of
If you're about
Despicable
to say this
Me
movie is bad, then I will be able to refute it.
Well, no. Here's what I'm going to say, and I want to hear you refute, even though I'm not going to say exactly what you thought I was going to say. Every movie that isn't part of Despicable Me that has been put out by Illumination, I have basically downright hated.
Which includes
Secret
what?
Life of Pets is my least favorite movie of all time, just because it was like the most boring thing I ever endured. The second Despicable Me was okay-ish. I never watched the third, but it looks like lame and unoriginal. The first Despicable Me, though, is good. And that
Wait,
made
are
me...
you talking about Despicable Me 3 or Minions? Because there's two different...
All the Minions ones are bad.
No, there's a movie called Minions.
No, I know that. It was bad. I saw it. Someone put it on during like a
Okay.
class in high school, and we watched it, and it was awful. But I liked the original Despicable Me, and I was like, well, if they could make that, then if they're working with Miyamoto and they got such a good character, maybe they can do it again with the Mario movie. But then I realized the reason why Despicable Me is good, I did research, is it was made by the guy who founded Illumination, then he left Illumination. And that's why everything since has been bad. So now it seems like the chances are like slim to none that it would be good, unless Miyamoto is so good that he just like overwrites everything at Illumination.
I think the reason why they chose Illumination was because of the animation quality or style that they wanted, that they knew the animators could do.
Yeah, smooth, cartoony.
But here's the thing. I'm fairly sure, now I'm not 100%, I don't know, there's no way to know, but I'm like almost positive that Nintendo is directly involved in the directing process of the movie.
Yeah, I've heard Miyamoto is like making the storyline and stuff.
So for that reason, I think the problems that you listed are pretty much solved, and it's very possible that the reason why it's taken so long, well, we haven't even heard anything about the movie in years since they announced it, is probably because they're taking a very long time trying to make sure that it is not a bad, like the live-action Mario movie.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I think it's a good thing that
I
they're taking
watched
their
the
time.
live-action Mario movie, and I don't think I could ever say this 100% for anything before.
100.
But it is the first time I've seen something and actually been able to understand and totally relate to the phrase, so bad it's good. Or like, a guilty pleasure movie. Like, it's dumb and kind of funny, and I like watching it for like the fact that it exists.
When did you watch it?
I found it on YouTube.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. They don't care, man.
Could you point me to that link? Because I've
Literally
never,
just
I've never
look up,
watched it.
Literally just look up Super Mario
Well,
Bros.
I'm
movie.
probably going to watch it then.
I just found it. And, dude, but here's a funny thing.
You know what? You spent the last 20 minutes at least, maybe more, talking about Nintendo and Mario.
I'm trying to wrap up!
Well, it's over. It's over, Jonathan.
We can go a bit over. Let me wrap up. Okay. But here's the thing. Because Miyamoto's
doesn't sound like
Miyamoto's directing this movie.
Whoa.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, it just went over the...
Miyamoto is directing this new Mario movie. But I've heard like several people say, and there's been a story, he's gone on to say that he objectively understands like why the original movie wasn't like well received. But I've heard so many people say, like eyewitness accounts, that he actually liked the first movie.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like, can you trust his guidance on the second?
Who said he's going to be personally directing it?
Several sources I've seen. I've heard,
Miyamoto.
They were talking about the other director from Illuminations who's working on it, and they said he was working directly with Miyamoto.
Well, he might be at least a figurehead giving ideas, but I'm sure there's people behind him, directors at Nintendo, that are working with Illumination.
But he did make those Pikmin shorts, Miyamoto. He produced those, in terms of storyline. And you know what? I finally got the balls to watch those, because I'm not going to buy it on the 3DS nowadays. Online, just on YouTube. They're good. I like them.
You wouldn't watch them before because you considered
I'm too much of a goody two shoes. I'm sorry.
You considered that piracy?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. How many years ago was the Super Mario movie? I mean, I'm sure
it was shortly before or shortly after Super Mario World came out. So it was long after the original game.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like that was a very early experience for him, and he's probably gained a lot of experience since then. So...
But no,
here's
my actual closing statement. I'm trying to hurry you along because I know you're upset. My
I'm
actual
not
closing
upset.
statement is...
This podcast
my
is just
overall
Nintendo.
concern is that this will never work out for Nintendo if they're trying to be as big as Disney, because what do both of these have in common? They're making a theme park with Universal Studios. They're making a movie with Illumination.
Right, it's not their
Disney
own.
just makes their own things. And they'll never be on the same standing ground if they can't do that.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to be able to... They won't be able to afford making their entire own...
Well, how did Disney do it?
By building monopoly from their movies.
They didn't have a monopoly when they started making those things. They didn't have a monopoly when they first made Disneyland.
I'm pretty sure it's just not a risk that Nintendo's willing to financially take at the moment.
I understand, but I feel like if I imagine this future that Miyamoto wants, and all of these things that go beyond video games are like partnerships, it'll seem lackluster.
I think Disney had more money, got more rich and more famous than Nintendo is. And that's why they were able to build a theme park, but... I mean, I think it'll still be good and make Nintendo and Universal a lot
Nintendo
of
is
money.
stinking rich too.
Well, they might make enough money off the amusement park. You know, they might.
And then maybe they'll make their own larger one. What if they're only making it Mario because when they make the full one with all of their franchises, they want to do it themselves?
No,
what if they're going to make a cinematic universe once this... They're going to break up from Illumination and make a cinematic universe
There's
when
Super Mario World in Florida. There's Pikmin Land in Minnesota.
Oh, they split it up? Oh my goodness. You
have to travel all the states.
Oh yeah, dude. I can
There's
imagine...
nothing in Japan,
I can imagine them doing road trips to all of the Nintendo Land parks in like the shortest time possible, and they like put it on YouTube.
No, they terraformed the entire island of Japan to be like the Star World from Super Mario World. So you have to travel to the Star World. Japan is the
Nintendo
is the final.
Like conquers
it's the bonus
the universe.
World. Japan is the bonus world, and that's where you find all of the special Nintendo theme parks.
Find the warp whistle. You can teleport.
Nintendo,
to all the other
in a couple years, you'll have enough money to do that if you take all of the advice that we've given you in this video.
Yes.
I'm sure some exec over there.
Now look,
is watching.
It's only a few seconds over exactly an hour. We have time to talk about your new favorite game.
No, I don't. I need a whole podcast, buddy.
Dude.
No.
Minecraft is over.
Jonathan
Fortnite is over. Minecraft is over. What's new, Jason?
Jonathan wanted me to talk about Terraria, which is a game that I've had for over a year now, but I have never played. Don't ask me why. I bought it because it was on sale for like $5, and I was like, hey, pretty sure that's a good game. I'm kind of interested in playing it. Never played it for a year because I tried to play it with my friend, and we couldn't get the multiplayer to work because our internet sucks. But I was like, I'm going to play Terraria because I talked to another friend and I was like, oh yeah, we should do that sometime. And I was like, I'm going to play this. And it instantly just became so addictive. I'm still very addicted to it. It is a very addictive, very fun game. And it might not be I think it's it's like a game for geeks, I think. And I think it'll never beat Minecraft in popularity based on the general society's
I think it has like
opinion.
A stronger cult following though. Well, because
that's what I'm saying. It's like you know how I was talking about the Mario games.
Yeah.
The specific genre.
I forgot until you brought it up that it actually was on 3DS too.
There's specific series in the Mario that are like really catered to one audience, like the Paper Marios, and then there's the broad, like the new Super Mario Bros. For all the consoles. So Minecraft.
Diamond in the Rough Mario.
Shut up. Minecraft is like the latter. Terraria is like the former. Minecraft is like very easy to be popular. I don't want to call it a normie game, but it's like really accessible. And it's fun for that. But Terraria is like there's just so many cool monsters in it, so many cool features in it that I think a general player would be weirded out by because it's not like Minecraft where it's very realistic and there's like 10 different types of flowers in Minecraft. Look, it's so pretty. Terraria focuses more on like how diverse the content is as far as the enemies, bosses, weapons, items. I mean, like, you can craft bowls, wine glasses, beer bottles. In Minecraft, you can craft bottles.
And they're a lot more carefree with it, too. Like, they just give you free tombstones whenever you die. You could farm them just by killing yourself.
I mean, you could. They don't have any value, but yeah. It's a lot more, in my opinion, creative than Minecraft. And I find it very interesting because the game I've been playing it for like 40 hours, which is kind of insane since I've only been playing it for a little over a week now, and not every day. But it seems like the content is never going to end. I don't even think I'm halfway through the game, and there's so much stuff that's already blown my mind. So, that's my opinion on Terraria. I think everybody should give it a try. If you like Minecraft, I think you'll like it. If you're a gamer. If you're not, you might not. But I think it's pretty darn good.
Dude,
what are you looking up?
I'm interested in it. You mentioned
Donk. You mentioned donk, and I had to look it up. Define donk.
I feel like most people say it by the year of release. I'm just going to say, you were talking about Mario games that have like a more subtle following, and I was going to recommend a Diamond in the Rough Mario game, as I would call it, which is the Game Boy Donkey Kong. It's a completely different game. It's not the arcade game, but it's fun. It's weird. It's like a puzzle. Oh yeah, dude, Luigi's Mansion 3 had a lot of cool puzzles in it. Okay, that's my rant.
Cool.
Play Donkey Kong for Game Boy. Play Luigi's Mansion 3. Play my games when they come out. I'm trying to make 3 Was it last Christmas? Last Christmas, yes. I gave you 3 game demos. You said they were cool. I think we talked about this last episode. This year, I already failed, but I'm trying to make 3 more next week.
This podcast was like the most irrelevant possible podcast.
I know.
Like our least viewed podcast, I think, in history was the one where we talked about E3 solely.
Yes.
And this was like a repeat of that as far as we only talked about games for the latter half of it. Well, and actually we talked about movies pertaining to games. So... But no, this is good. It's not a normie podcast. It's catering.
Yes!
It's catering to one audience.
Yes, it's catering to people who don't go deaf when I scream.
Sorry about that, headphone users.
Bye.
Bye.